So, I think you touched on some of these things. Like, I think it was Mark Andreessen, right? He says, like, as a startup founder, it's like you're always on this emotional roller coaster. You either experience euphoria, like, you raise a bunch of money or whatever, or like pure terror, like, oh shit, like, I'm gonna like lose everything, tomorrow, whatever. Tell me about maybe one experience where you felt that euphoria. Maybe it was like related to the raise or like signing a new customer, and then also like a real moment of like fear, like shit. I basically, invested my life, everything on this company, and then we could go under.
I'll answer that and I'll tell you then how to get out of it.
Sure,
Um,
absolutely.
but let me answer that question. Pure euphoria I've experienced last. I think pure euphoria I experienced last. It would be this incredible client we have taken away from our biggest competitor. Our competitor is, let me tell you how much. They are like 50x bigger than us, right? We, by the way, now are have 1% of all U.S. restaurants. So not a
That's
not
great.
bad. 1%.
That's great.
It
That's
starts.
huge.
Yeah, it starts with a percent. But they have, I'd say, 50x that, right? And so we took a customer away from them, and we've worked 3.5 years to do that. We've done 3 acquisitions, we've done 3 rounds of funding, 3+ years, and we've finally been able to do that. And I think this is the beginning of something special, and the collapse of the wall, if you will, right? Let metaphors stick there. And in this metaphor, they are the Soviets, right? Who are still the bad guys, so it's fine. And so that has been total euphoria. That's like a hit of drug, of your favorite drug. It's the best feeling in the world. If you're a go-to-market leader to win a massive client, it is ecstasy. It doesn't get better than that, right? And I'm, by the way, completely sober. If my investors are listening, I'm completely sober. I don't drink. I don't do any drugs. I don't need anything. But that feeling in the world is the best feeling because you can do more for them. Those are restaurant people and labor and managers and franchisees that are impacted. You can do so much for them. That is amazing, right? So you feel like a winner. You feel
Yeah.
exactly like you're supposed to feel. And then a complete mishap was on my birthday, July 21. We did a reduction, and we parted ways with so many people that work here. And I mean, like, there's no other way to go about it, but let the day wrap up. Be very stoic. Let the day wrap up, and you cry a little bit. And as a man, you're not supposed to, especially privately or publicly. But when you say goodbye to so many people, and so many people are angry and disappointed, and their families are impacted, I think that impacts you. That takes a toll on you. But that's for you to do. That's for you to go ahead and do that at the end of the day alone, because the job of a CEO is alone. You're in the middle of a double pyramid. There's investors on top you have
Yeah.
to answer to. There's employees in the bottom you have to answer to. You have to answer to people externally. You have customers. You
Yeah.
have your partner who doesn't understand. So you have this circle of people that you have to report to. And when you don't report to anyone, you report to everyone.
Yeah.
So that's the role of a CEO. So that was a really, really hard experience of the Anderson Horowitz code duality that you described. And how to get through it is, because you mentioned earlier, like, I've put my entire life's work here. Uh, what if we fail? I asked myself that. So I make a list. It's called, I don't know what it's called, but you write the worst case scenario. If I lose this job, what happens? You
Mhm.
write all the things that will happen. And when you write that, I find safety in writing that. Like, if I lose this client, what will happen? And I write down all the things, and I find safety in writing that. So that is one way I work to not feel a great high or a great low. But it goes on every day, happens every day.